Hey, Paul Rabelais here with you today, checking in with you from the dining room. So, I want to talk about what it takes for estate planning attorneys to be, wildly successful, ambitiously successful. So, I've broken it down for purposes of this discussion to four things that attorneys must do or must have to be, to have a really good practice, a really good business. So the first thing is one that's pretty simple. You have to have a plan. Here's an area where I, I don't know that I've ever run into an attorney who has a really good plan, but you need to take some time at the beginning and document all of your, what you want to do, the why you want to do it. Documenting the why you're doing it is so important because when times get tough, and they will get tough, if you don't know your why and you don't have your why as an incentive to keep grinding, you're going to stop. So your plan ought to have all of your targeted and gold revenue projections, expense projections, cash projections for this year, for 3 to 5 years, for 10 years from now, what services you're going to sell and who you're going to sell them to, who's going to be with you helping you do this every step of the way. So a whole number of elements need to be a part of your plan. So as you struggle or as you run into roadblocks or as you have new opportunities that are presented to you that may not have been part of your plan, you got to think, well, should I change my plan or should I say no to this opportunity because it's not consistent with my plan, and as long as I stick to my plan, I'm going to get where I want to go. So every estate planning attorney needs to have a written plan in place, and there's a lot of right and wrong ways to do that. Number two is you need to have automation in place for your practice. Most estate planning attorneys are woefully inadequate at automating their business. And here we are, 2017, when I'm making this recording. There's just so many automation tools that are available to the estate planning attorneys that can keep you from having to perform repetitive tasks. You can do it once, and it's like doing it 1,000 times. Let me just give you an example. Let's say you want to get maybe some clients together in your conference room, and you want to invite them to maybe bring a friend or a guest, so that you're doing a little networking and starting potentially to get yourself introduced to some new prospective clients. Well, you could call each one or you could email each one, but wouldn't it be better to have an automated system in place where you already had 3 email invitations, and you go into your automation system and say, let's invite all of the clients that we've retained in the last 6 months or last year or whatever, and let's send them 3 email invitations to this event that we'll have in our conference room, have a great discussion. And if any of those people respond to any of those email invitations and say they want to come, let's have our automation kick them out of the invitation campaign and put them into the confirmation campaign. All that goes automated, and so it just enables you to focus on all the automation enables you to focus on the most important things in your practice, which is having all those prospective client interactions. So number two, you've got to automate every aspect of your practice, and so that's woefully inadequate on most attorneys. Number three, the one that most attorneys feel like they need a lot more of, is you need to get really good at attracting clients. And there's no one secret to attracting clients. You have to do a bunch of things. Some things that you do will get you clients gradually over time. Other things that you can do will get you more clients now, but won't get you any clients later. So it's a combination of doing a number of things well. A lot of estate planning attorneys, they have that kind of millennially entitlement attitude, and it's killing them. Their attitude is, if I do a little bit of marketing, I ought to get a bunch of clients. Paul, I wrote 2 blog posts this week, and by golly, I'm not on the top of page 1 of Google, and I didn't get any clients this week. Well, that's because you didn't do enough and you didn't do it consistently and you didn't do it over time. I read something just yesterday. I think it was Bill Gates who said most people overestimate what they think they can do in a year and they underestimate what they can do in 10 years. So this is an area, as in any business, you've got to have some stick-to-itiveness and can't just try it. You have to be in it for the long haul. But the days of hanging up a shingle and expecting clients to line up at your door and throw money at you are over. Little secret, what's the most important attributes or skills that you can have to attract clients? Well, no longer is the fact that you have your law degree. Maybe you have an LLM in tax. Maybe you're certified by your state or bar or other organization. Maybe you have alphabet soup after your name with all these credentials and certifications. Maybe you do have a certification by your state bar association. You know what? All that's nice to have, and I have all of it, but none of it matters. What's really important these days is your skill in developing the business processes to attract clients. You can have all the degrees in the world and have been graduated #1 in your class from Harvard Law School, but none of that means a thing if you don't develop these business skills that are necessary to really attract clients. So attorneys are pretty bad at that. And then the other area that a lot of attorneys suffer, they don't know they do, but it's a little secret, is you have to be really good at retaining the client by having that one-on-one conversation. A lot of attorneys tell me, Paul, just once they get to my office, I got them. They'll be a client. But once your marketing and all these other things produces a high volume of people coming into your door, you're going to have to improve your game because you're going to be talking to so many more people in so many different life circumstances. And so you have to be able to engage in a really emotional conversation that motivates them to want to act, right now, today with you because there's no other option. So when you're good at that, you never hear, we want to think about it, you're too expensive, I want to go home and talk to my daughter, so and so. That never happens when you're really good at taking someone that you've attracted and retaining them. So those are four really areas that you need to be really good at to have a thriving practice. #1, you have to have a success plan. #2, you have to use automation. You got to be great at attracting clients, and then you got to be great at retaining them once you've attracted them. So love to hear your feedback. Let me know. I'm Paul Rambolet. Have a great day.